Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am JKG Brandon. We are playing Raid Shadow Legends again today. And before we get into the video, I want to say thank you for the love and the support on the recent videos. I did give you guys a call to action to hit the subscribe button if you guys want to support the channel, because I am going to TwitchCon at the end of October, and I'm going to be meeting up with a lot of your favorite Raid Shadow Legends creators while I'm out there, and I want to give you guys some like behind the scenes footage and some stuff like that, show some more personality side away from the game for you guys for that. So don't miss that by not being subscribed to the channel. That all being said, let's get right up on into it. So this one is my top 5 rares, my favorite 5 rares that I like to use in the game. Not necessarily all built, not necessarily the big names. We're not going to see Apothecary, we're not going to see Coldheart, we're not going to see Fellhound, we're not going to see some of those champions that everybody likes and everybody knows. I want to shine some light on some of the champions that maybe are a little bit under the radar. Maybe they're big names in your group of players that you like to talk with and everything like that. But yeah, these are my 5. So first and foremost, if I do have a standalone video, I will link it up in the top for that champion as we go over that champion. And then some of them are not actually built. So we'll just kind of start right here with this lovely bat on the screen here, Doomscreech. We are going to start with Doomscreech. AoE on the A3, puts a shield on themselves equal to 30% of the max HP. Damage increases according to his HP. Hits decently well. Not ever going to be confused for a nuker, so you don't have to worry about building him for massive nukes. I would say build him speedy, because where you're going to use him most is going to be for this A2. Fills the turn meter of all allies by 30%, as well as giving a big 60% increase defense on all allies for 2 turns. That's going to be on a 3-turn cooldown when it's booked. It's really good. It's like a mini seeker for running like some clan boss compositions. Might unlock some clan boss compositions. Having that turn meter fill on a 3-turn cooldown is really big for some of those. As well as in arena, you can use him as a turn meter boost, increase defense, which will lead into one of our next champions, which is going to be a defense based nuker, which is for us Marquess. Marquess is going to be on the A2, AoE, 35% chance of placing a weaken for 2 turns. We don't care about the weaken. In this case, it is an AoE, it's defense based. So you build massive defense, you pair with somebody that gives you that increased defense, and you just nuke the entire team. This is going to be an arena based champion. You're not really going to be using a Marquess to wave clear outside of maybe like a spirit like a spirit affinity doom tower room, something like that. But really, that's all we're here for, is the crush the weak. The A3 can be nice. You can get, turned around here if the A1 or if the A2 does not go ahead and nuke everybody, leaves 1 or 2 champions. You can go ahead and pick off whichever champion is the most dangerous and hit them with this chance to hit the freeze and kind of move on from there. But yeah, Marquess, massive defense based damage out of a rare champion, so don't sleep on Marquess. Next up, another arena champion for us is going to be Spirit Host. There was a time when Spirit Host was actually really good against the clan boss. That was way back in the day before all of the speed tunes and everything came out. But Spirit Host is still really good in early to mid game arena, because Spirit Host will remove all debuffs on all allies and give them a block debuffs buff. At the same time, that is on a long cooldown. For arena, that doesn't matter, because if we go first, put her in immunity gear. You can see here we have her in immunity on my account. And that's going to be really big, because we are going to not be hit with like the automatic freeze debuffs that come from something like a Torment that's coming back at you. You're going to be able to go first. You get a little bit of a speed aura as well. It's not the best speed aura. It is only 10% in all battles, but it is something. If you don't have a speed aura, you can put Spirit Host in that lead spot, make her your fastest champion, get some immunity gear on her. It doesn't have to be good immunity gear. You're not worried about doing damage. You're not worried about making her super tanky. You're trying to go first in this situation, and you're going to be able to go ahead and remove any debuffs from situations like a torment or something like that. You can also give an increase attack. If she does live, you can go ahead and get an increase attack on all of your other champions to boost their damage, to kind of pick everybody off after that. Next up, we're going to have a single target damage dealer, Ogre Jailer. I really like this champion. He has really good multipliers. He is a single target hitter. Damage increases by 20% if the target has no active buffs. So he's really going to benefit in situations where you're going to go first. So you definitely are going to see him be best used in arena where you have a good speed aura or a really good speed buffer, something like that. But he really does hit really hard on his A3. His A2 hits really hard as well. He also, in this case, is really good also in the early game, not just like the mid game arena, potentially late game arena if you're a little masochistic like myself and will do something stupid like build him and try to take him into gold 5 teams. But if you pull him very, very early, he's going to help with your account progression on your account because he's force affinity. You can take him into the magic keep where you get that really big shield. Instead of having to nuke through that shield, he has a chance on his A2, which does hit hard. He has a chance to steal 2 random buffs. So you have a chance to actually you have a chance to actually take that big shield to get it put on himself, and he will give an extra hit if he does steal any buffs. So you can actually build him not even for damage. You can actually build him just high accuracy, high speed, and just spam the A2, and the A1 actually also has a chance to remove a random buff from the target as well. The A1 doesn't hit near as hard as the A2 and the A3. However, he still hits really hard. Last but not least, I have a soft spot in my heart for this one. This one is Dune Strider, the Barbarian rare. The A3 hits like an absolute tank. This one is an AoE, hits really hard. She's gonna do really well if you can pair her with somebody like, not necessarily an Arbiter, but somebody that can boost the attack. So a Spirit Host with that attack buff could really be a good combination there early game, and then later game after you get an Arbiter, after you get somebody else that's gonna boost attack for your account. She can really, really shine in the mid, even to late game arena. I've taken her into live arena and done really well there as well. But this one is really cool because it's an AoE, and then whoever has the lowest HP that survived, if she doesn't nuke everybody in one shot, she's gonna hit that, extra hit there. And that one also hits really hard as well. She has a really good A3 that can potentially come in handy against Fire Knight because it is a multi-hitter. It's a 3 times at random, which if you're going against Fire Knight, that's just going to be hitting right on the Fire Knight. But it can reduce the turn meter on there once per target. Unfortunately, it's not going to be like an allure type skill where you're going to get 3 turn meter reductions. However, 10% turn meter reduction is 10% turn meter reduction, and the multipliers on this one are actually good too, so it actually does hit really hard. So you get 3 really decent hits as well. The A1 hits well also. However, we're not really worried about the A1. It does give you a baby decreased defense, and if you don't have a defense break, it is also single target, which is better for bosses than wave clearings. But if you don't have anybody that's going to give you a defense break, she can come in and semi fill that role. I wouldn't rely on it, and I would use her more as like an arena nuker for a mid to late game regular arena team, or a really good 3v3 side team. So that's my 5 top rares. I am going to give you 2 more champions, bonus champions. We're into bonus levels here, guys. So the first bonus champion that we have is going to be Corpulent Cadaver. I think this one we all know why he is here. Has nothing to do with his A3, has nothing to do with his A2, everything to do with his A1. We've all seen Victor Tez doing his Infinity Comp teams, pushing that world record clan boss to insane levels because of this right here, paired with the champion that's going to give you a big shield, paired with the champion that's going to extend that shield and make that shield grow like an Underbreach Brogni. He is going to do massive amounts of damage with this particular A1 that does inflict additional damage if this champion's under a shield right there. The damage is equal to 30% of the value of the shield. So if you build him with a ton of HP and you build him with a ton of HP, the bigger that shield is on his bar, that's more HP there. He is going to do a massive hit. I think I've seen well over a million. I don't know the exact amount that the record hit from him is. However, it's massive. I know when we're coming up on 1 billion damage against the clan boss, and he's one of the reasons for that, you're in a great spot. And last but not least, the other bonus champion, another one that we all know and love, Reliquary Tender. You can see I don't have her built. I don't keep her on my account at this point. I did for a long time. However, I don't need her at this point with the champions that I personally have on my account. Her A3, 5-turn cooldown, long cooldown, but it is a revive. One champion with 30% of their HP and a 30% turn meter fill that comes in really clutch, especially when you're trying to push up a little bit higher as you're progressing in dungeons. The A2, similar to Spirit Host, it's kind of a toss-up. If you have them both and you have them both built, it's kind of a toss-up as far as who you want to use in that spot for that early to mid-game arena for a cleanser. Reliquary Tender does the same job. Put her in immunity gear, make her really fast, and she can remove all debuffs from all allies. She will also give you a continuous heal on all allies for 2 turns, and that is on a 3-turn cooldown. So the remove buffs, the cleanse, and the continuous heal is actually going to be really good because that is on a quick turnaround when you have her booked. So that is actually a really good one. Her A1, it gives you a decreased attack. We're not really worried about that. Any kind of reviver or anything like that, we're only going to try to build them tanky and fast. If they need any accuracy to do something different, then we can try to think about maybe, okay, let's go ahead and do that. But we are not worried about any kind of attack out of Reliquary Tender whatsoever. She's there to be a clutch revive and be a clutch cleanse. So that is my 5 top rare champions as well as 2 bonus champions. Let me know in the comments below, what champions do you use? Are you using different rare champions? Do you have a different rare champion that is near and dear to your heart that I did not list in this? Definitely let me know in the comments below so we can maybe take a look at them and maybe do a spotlight on them at a later date. If you guys like this video, like this concept, I do plan on doing another top 5 for epics and legendaries, maybe even some, kind of one-offs, top 5 debuffers, top 5 miscellaneous champions, something like that. Let me know what you want to see as far as those go in the comments below as well. And as always, if you like the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button so we can get to 300 subs by the time I go to TwitchCon in October. And I will see you in the next video. Love you guys. Peace.